Actually, I better send out the invites. Basically, it's been a very busy few days. So, and today's been a very downhill day for me, to be perfectly frank. So, I hate to do this without him, but I really want to continue this. So, let's continue. Like, what was Mr. Edgeworth talking about? Memory of a crime I committed. A memory of murder. I don't believe it, not Edgeworth. Some painful memory has been troubling him recently, but it never takes someone's life.
Yo, how's everyone doing? What do you think of my performance today? I had him swooning in the aisles, man.
Swooning me? Yes, I do remember feeling faint.
Right on, tell me the truth. It was love at first sight, right?
Me? Well, my heart says me too.
I think you can do better than that. Come on, I saved Edgeworth. Now, Edgy, you guys should be bowing bow before you're here.
Oh. If you weren't here, Larry, I'm sure Edgeworth would have been found guilty.
But seriously, Nick, that boat shop caretaker is pretty suspicious, but Edgy ain't off the hook yet.
Way to spoil the mood, Larry.
Hey, I'm just the guy sitting in the audience, you know, but from where I was sitting, Edgy seemed pretty edgy. Even you can tell he's not telling the truth about that night.
Nick? I don't know. But what I do know is I'm going to believe in you two until the end.
That's who? Edgeworth and who else? You mean me, right?
Nah, he means me. Right, Nick? Yeah, you, Larry.
Not me. But why you, Larry? Huh? Actually, why me, Nick?
Enough with the silent treatment. Yeah, I can manage that. Wonderful. Keep head down. Nick, why do you trust Mr. Edgeworth? I mean, he's changed, true, but when we first met him, he was kind of a jerk. You didn't know him back then, back when he wanted to become a defense attorney. Wait, was that when you two were like classmates? Yes, in grade school. They saved me. Larry, they saved me and I'll never forget it. That's why I became a defense attorney. What? Hey, Larry, what's he talking about? Huh? Sorry, I kind of forgot. Okay, Nick, out with it. It's kind of a long story, so hang in there. It was the end of 3rd grade. I was on a trial. Class A trial. Do you remember a kid in our class got his lunch money stolen? Our school's pretty small. Every month kids would bring an envelope with money for lunch from home. Anyway, this kid's envelope disappeared with 38. Oh yeah, now I remember.
Now I remember that.
I see why you'd forget though. You were out of school that day. Anyway, the envelope had been stolen during PE class. I was coming down with a cold, so I'd skipped PE. I was the only one not in class. So they thought you did it? Yeah, the kids in class said I should go on trial. Trial with me as a defendant. It didn't do it. Guilty, he did it. Just admit you did it. You can't have the truth. Tell us the truth. Now, Phoenix, you know you shouldn't steal it. It's not right. Phoenix. I didn't.
Objection.
Sure. Any idea? I guess so. Shall escort you to class? Yes, dear. Shall I escort you? She giggled. Did slip just shall I escort? The only thing that belongs in a trial is evidence. Anything else has no place. You should all be Miles? It wasn't you who stole my money, was it? No, then you shouldn't apologize. Everyone's been shouting you did it, but no one has any proof. What is innocent? Miles, it was your money that was stolen. Yeah, he did it. He's the one. Oh, shut up. No, shut up. This is a... You know, I'm picking on one person. Just think how he do it. He said he didn't do it, so he didn't do it. Very well. I will replace the money myself. This trust trial is over. That's how it all happened after the death. We were best of friends. Wowie. Yeah, I had no idea. I mean, I forgot. That's what... I didn't do it. It was just a lucky I got school. So after the trial. Said he'd do anything to get a guilty plea. What happened? I mean, it's not the Edgy I used to know. That's what I thought. I tried to get in touch. I mean, that's why you thought you were going to defense attorney. If I was a defense attorney, I knew he'd have to meet me in court. Edgeworth believed in me and I believed in him. He's a pain. Side. I'm the only one who knows the real Edgeworth. I'm the only one who can help him.
Whoa, Nick! So that's why you helped me out for free?
Yes, I helped you because I believed in you. Except I don't remember. Nick, we have to save Mr. Edgeworth. It's the last thing. Hmm. Hey, pal. Long time no see. Detective Gumshoe. Close one today, huh? I got so worked up I snapped my tie in half. Oh, sorry about that. No problem, pal. Thanks to you, we know who really did it. You mean the boat shop caretaker? Look, I'll make you a promise. I'll have that scum in my custody by trial time. Oh, Gumshoe.
Oh, oh, sure. Please do. Please do.
Sorry, I'm in the middle of... I know it's unprofessional, but I'm texting at the moment. Oh, one more thing. Eek. No one can go into the woods today. The woods? Where Lotta was camping? The woods are off limits to camping, and apparently the park ranger found out. He got pretty mad. No one can go in for a while. I guess Lotta's in a lot of trouble. Anyway, I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Ah, well... I saw. Looks like a hot dog stand is closed too. Guess Larry's too busy worrying about Mr. Edgeworth. The boat rental shop. Let's go. Into the caretaker's shack. Oh, hello! And what might you be doing here? Out for a walk, hmm? Ah, the days of my youth, like the scent of fresh lemons, see? Mr. Grossberg? This is no time for idle reminiscing. Mr. Edgeworth's trial ends tomorrow. That is true, yes. But from what I saw of today's trial, Edgeworth should be fine, right? Well, I'm not too sure about that. What do you mean by that? Well, I'm not sure. If you find anything out, come by my office at once. I may be able to offer some assistance. Thanks. Bye. What do you think Mr. Grossberg was doing here? Who knows? Nobody's home. Well? I can't believe he'd run off and leave his book. Letter. Oh, boring. There's no name, it's handwritten. Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. Edgeworth? Nick! Why would Miss Edgeworth's name be on there? How should I know? Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. It also says this is your last chance. Now's the time to get revenge on the two men who ruined your life. What? I had to kill Robert Hammond and... Exactly. Hmm. look as grim as always. Mr. Edgeworth, I heard a story about the class trial. Class trial? What do you mean? You don't remember? No, I don't. Your lunch money was stolen, was it 3rd grade? Lunch money? Oh, right, yes, I didn't remember something like that. Nick, I think you're the only one who really remembers. Well, it probably only mattered to me anyway. Oh, didn't you know? That trial was the reason Nick became a defense attorney. Ridiculous. Gee, thanks. That said, it does sound like the kind of thing you'd do. You haven't changed a bit, have you, Wright? So simple. To a fault, even. Well, maybe, yeah, but I think you've changed too much, Edgeworth. Perhaps. Why did you become a prosecutor? You used to look up to your dad. You even said you wanted to be a defense attorney. I couldn't let myself deny reality like you. My father was taken from me, and you want me to defend criminals? I'm sorry, Wright, but I'm not that good of a person. One suspect was apprehended in your father's murder. Yes, the man who tripped in the elevator. His name was Yanni Yogi. He had to be the shooter, yet he was found innocent. That defense attorney got him off the hook. That was Robert Hammond. On that day, 15 years ago, the 3 of us were trapped for 5 hours. When we were rescued, we all suffered oxygen deprivation. I'd lost all memory of the murder. Even now, I can't recall what happened. It was the crux of Yogi's attack. Could not have been a sound mind due to the oxygen deprivation. Yet he was released due to a lack of evidence. Innocent. That's why I changed my mind. I decided to hate defense attorneys. Prosecutor one. What's your relationship, Ron Karma? He's my teacher and a man who deserves respect. I learned everything I know of courtroom techniques from him. So he's not. He's like my sister was to you, Nick. Well, he was a perfectionist among all things. In court, in his personal life, he was observed doing everything. Perfect, yeah. In any cases, he had taken on. None were left unsolved. Not even one suspect was ever declared innocent. But that's, I know, possibly some of the suspects were indeed innocent. However, it's impossible for us to accurately determine in every case. Von Karma does it. All Von Karma does is his job, to find the guilty perfect. In any case, it's now impossible to find weakness. Should a weakness appear, he will do everything in his power to make it go away. What if what you're saying is true? You're heading to a guilty sentence tomorrow. It's a strange situation I find myself in, I admit. No kidding. I get the feeling. Edgeworth, see his letter? This came out the safe, Chuck. I see. Revenge? On me? Who is this old guy, anyway? I don't know. Could be an innocent defendant you got declared guilty. Nice, Wright. I don't remember that old man, not at all. So he was following this letter? Which means there was someone else behind it. It says this is your last chance. Wait, that old man! Yogi! Could he be Yogi? The suspect in the DL-16, the one who was found innocent. Incredibly strong.
Before I knew it, everything was dark. It was like we were there for so long, it felt like forever. The air thinned and the darkness closed on us in that little box. We became unsettled. Right, yeah. There's something that's been troubling me the last few days. I mean, the nightmare. Nightmare I've had. I think the time has come to tell all. The nightmare. For the last 15 years, I've had the same dream almost every night. I wake up in a fearful sweat each time. What kind of dream? I dream about my father's killing in the dark. That scream I wake is a bone chill. But that's just a dream, right? What if it's real? Well, they say sometimes shut off memories in self-defense. Maybe it was I who killed. If you think about it this way, it makes sense. Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. That's why he wanted revenge against me. You mean it was me? I was a true criminal of it. This is bad. Mr. Grossberg. Ah, hello there. What's wrong? You look troubled. No kidding, I can't believe you're not. My. Just calm down and tell me what happened. It's Mr. Edgeworth. I see, so Edgeworth dreamt he shot his own father. It's only a dream. Only a dream. I wonder. But, if that's the case, then why do you two look so troubled? Well... Also, consider this. Yogi was quite certainly holds a deep grudge against Miles Edgeworth, who deep down he'd want to frame him for murder. Not a dream. It was real, also imagined. Pistol fired when the deed was done. Yogi was suspected of murder. Does he seek revenge? Hammond was a skilled defense attorney, but he defended clients not for their sake. He never trusted his clients. That's one. I don't really trust him. My idea, it's quite different. He won the innocent verdict. Himself, Yogi was a free man by his ocean. It was better. For a long time. Wait, you're right. This is Von Karma's handwriting. I used to see it all the time on court reports. What? But that means he was correct. What does this mean then? Why would... At least one will come to look this up. Should I? Mm, mm. Mm, mm.
Hmm. Hey, Ian.
Hey.
Glad you could join us. You got here actually just in the perfect time.
Oh.
The trial has literally just started.
Oh, cool.
Yes, Your Honour. You've been saying the same thing over and over again. You've been calling the witnesses memory of the past, or question. But does that really have anything to do with the current case? Of course, Your Honour. The witness said he has nothing to do with this case and no motive. Both of these statements are lies. Order, Mr. Wright. There is a serious problem with your claim. Or are you saying you know who the witness is? Of course, Your Honour. Oh, now this is interesting. I would like to know myself. So, who is he? Don't play dumb. Mr. Wright tells us witness's name. His name is Yanni Yogi, a former court bailiff. Yogi? That name sounds familiar. Oh! Yanni Yogi from the D6 incidents. Figures the judge will have heard of it. It was such a famous case. What does this mean? Your Honour, if this man is Mr. Yogi, then he has clear motive. Jumping to conclusions again, Mr. Wright. This man, this witness, is Yanni Yogi. Fascinating. However, how do you propose to prove this to the court? This is a court of law. As you may recall, you need the proof. Allow me to repeat once more that the witness has lost his memory. This is it. I have to do this now. Nick, how are you going to prove it? It's okay. Your Honour, please take this man's fingerprints and then compare them to the fingerprints on file from Yanni Yogi 15 years ago. Actually, that makes sense. Huh? I'm very, very sorry, Mr. Wright. Why? The witness has no fingerprints. What? No fingerprints? You see, before I worked as a caretaker, I worked at a chemical plant. I burned my fingers working on the stuff for you. What? You sneak, you burned your fingerprints to hide your past. It was identity. Would you say, Mr. Wright? This is a pickle. It seems that the case has been decided, no? No. I know what happened. I know everything. I just can't prove it. I can't let it end like this. There has to be another way.
But shouldn't you be able to take his fingerprints anyway?
Nick, what are we going to do? You should, or even his blood. There's loads of ways. DNA testing.
I mean, you could still do the fingerprints thing, and you'd still know that he's the guy with no fingerprints.
Yeah. Very funny. Wait a second. Cross-examine his parrot. What is it? No, you're not going to, Your Honour. The defence would like to take Miss Von Karma up on his proposal. Take Miss Von Karma up on my parrot. Order. What do you think? Need to ask. This is a farce. I object. Wait a second. You were the one who suggested the cross-examine the parrot. I have a right to do as you suggested. Well, you're so desperate, then go on, be my guest. Of course, should you go down with this and nothing comes of it, I hope you're ready for the consequences.
Yep, this is where it gets ridiculous.
Have the parrot take the stand. I will cross-examine her. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Von Karma's wrote every person's testimony, except the parrot. That's quite a bird. Please tell us your name. Name? The witness is ignoring me. Must be hurt to be ignored by a bird. Very well, witness. Who's your owner? Please testify. Hello. Hello, Squawk.
I'll do a parrot voice.
Certainly the most concise testimony we've had so far. Very well, begin your cross-examination. What are you going to do, Nick? I don't know what we do. Yeah. Who is your owner? Witness, you can't just say hello and expect us to get nowhere. I want you to testify. Mayor, you talk to her. Right. Have we forgotten something? Have we forgotten something? Don't forget the DL6 incident. Polly, have we forgotten something? Hello? Hello? That... Uh-oh, it's not working. Wait. Oh, wait. What's your name? Polly? Polly? What's your name? Polly, Squawk. Mr. Wright? I think we've established that this parrot's name is called Polly. Of course. Huh? Fascinating. Your claims the parrot's name will prove the owner's identity. Then show us the proof, Nick. Think of nothing? Listen. The question is, who is the caretaker? We agree with Yami Yogi. Polly and Yogi. Your Honor, the proof of the parrot's identity is... the DL6 case file? That's quite a large file you have there. Which page is the proof? Suspect data. This was Yanni Yogi. Right here is the arrested fiancé committed suicide. Polly Jenkins. Polly? Exactly, Your Honour. He wanted to remember the name of his fiancée who committed suicide. That's why he named his parrot after her. That's possible. Bah! A mere coincidence. That's all. My granddaughter has a dog she calls Phoenix. Well, Mr. Phoenix, does that make you my granddaughter's fiancé? She's only 7 years old! Oh my god! This has officially become more ridiculous. Oh god. Indeed. Alone is a little weak for evidence in a murder case. Oh, will it be just us? Ian's here. Ian's here too. Right, Ollie's going to the shop and then he'll be right back apparently.
Okay.
Okay. We need some other collaborating evidence. Where am I going to find that? Nick, we're getting closer. One more. If we can just get one more piece of evidence. Right, but what? Very well, you may continue. Safe, why? Polly, what's the number to safe? 1228, 1228. Why, a reckless parrot. Well, Mr. Wright, you won't claim these numbers has to do with the caretaker. Actually, it does. Actually, it does. Ha! Ridiculous! How can the number to a safe tell us who the caretaker is? Show us your proof. What could possibly link this number to the caretaker's true identity? What's this obsession you have with that case? Mr. Wright, where's the file? The case summary. It's on the case summary. Show you the date in which the DL6 case occurred. The date? That's today's date, and the number on the date is 1228. Ah, he used the date of the DL6 incident as a number for his safe, Your Honour. That's how important the date is to him. I see, it certainly is an interesting coincidence. People do often set spoof. I set my ATM card's number to 1110 because I am number 1. This is nothing to do with the date. That's enough. I think we've reached a conclusion. This is mere coincidence. That is all. True, that is a possibility. However, 2 coincidences at the same time seems more like a pattern to me. What are you saying? Summon the caretaker from the boat shop immediately. Witness, tell us your name. This witness, he does not remember. No, it's okay. I've accomplished what I wanted to. I'm done. Nick, this is the real Yogi. Acting for 15 years. Well, let me ask you again. Please state your name. My name is Yanni Yogi. 15 years ago, I served as a bailiff in this very court. Order. Yanni Yogi. So it was you who killed Robert Hammond and tried to frame Miles Edgeworth? Yes, it was me. I did it. They put me on the witness stand 15 years ago. Robert Hammond said I was mentally unsound. He told me it would make me innocent, get me off the hook, so I pretended to have brain damage. I was innocent really, but he didn't believe me. We won the trial, but I lost everything. My job, my fiancée, my social standing. Then, this year, 15 years later, a package arrived. It was a letter and a pistol. The plan was written out in careful detail. It was a plan for me to take my revenge on the people who ruined my life. I really don't care who sent it. Finally, a chance to have my revenge on Robert Hammond and Miles Edgeworth. I have no regrets. Revenge against Miles? What do you mean? I'm not at liberty to speak on the matter. Why don't you ask Mr. Edgeworth yourself? Anyway, I admit it. I killed Robert Hammond. Well, that was fucking bizarre. Von Karma, where's Mr. Yogi? Under arrest, Your Honour. I saw no room for error in his confession. Then the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, is innocent, in this case at least. Very well, will the defence please take a stand? There are a few unsolved mysteries, but you are cleared of suspicion in this particular case. So I'd like to pass judgment on the murder of Robert Hammond. Any objections? I don't believe it. Why isn't Von Karma saying anything? Very well. This court finds the defendant Miles Edgeworth not guilty. That's all. Court is adjourned. It wasn't Von Karma. Wait, but that means no. Edgeworth? Your Honour, I object to your judgment. What do you mean? I'm not innocent at all. As we've heard, Yanni Yogi killed Robert Hammond in revenge, but revenge for what? Edgeworth is trying to confess. He's going to say he's guilty. Uh-oh, what do I do? Leave it to Edgeworth. I don't thought about this one long enough. This isn't my place. Nick, are you sure? There's nothing we can do about it. This is his problem now. For 15 years, I have had a recurring dream. A nightmare. It's only a nightmare. That's what I told myself. But now I know it wasn't a dream. Yanni Yogi wasn't the killer. You mean the instant your father died? From the distance of the shot, it wasn't suicide. Everything was as clear as day. The murderer, the criminal. It was me, Your Honour. I confess my guilt. I'm guilty for DL6, the state of limitations which ends today. The culprit is me! Order. This is certainly unexpected. The defendant declared innocent is confessing to a different crime, the crime of which the state of limitations runs out. I'm not sure how I should deal with this. It is obvious. Behold the trial right here, right now. And try the man for his crime 15 years ago. I think I would like to have a 5-minute recess. During this time, I will consider the appropriate action. Court is adjourned.
The fuck? I'm sorry, Wright. I wasted all your effort. Mr. Edgeworth, I just don't believe it, sir. I mean, you kill your dad? I didn't want to believe it myself, Detective. But it's the truth. I deserve to be punished. Murder is murder, no matter what the circumstances. This is crazy, just crazy.
Nick, what are you doing? I was just reading through the court record once more and getting my case ready. Your case for what? Isn't it obvious? To prove his innocence.
What are you talking about? He just admitted to it.
He confessed that he did it, in court.
I'm sorry, Edgeworth.
But I don't believe your nightmare.
What?
It's just a dream, it's not real. The truth is right here in this court record. In any case, tighten your belts, the real fight is just beginning. I'll prove you're innocent.
Right?
Now then, I would like to resume our trial.
Judge!
Miles Edgeworth has admitted his own guilt. He has confessed his crime. Let us begin by hearing his testimony. Then, though pointless, let the defense do their cross-examining. The statute of limitations runs out today. So it is unconventional for me. I'd like to run this one by the book. I see. Does the defense have any objections? No, Your Honor. Ron Comey, you knew this was going to happen from the very beginning. Very well. Miles Edgeworth. What's your name and profession?
Miles Edgeworth. I'm a prosecuting attorney.
Mr. Edgeworth? 15 years ago, you mistakenly killed your father, Gregory Edgeworth. Is this correct?
It is correct.
Then testify about this matter. Please, please, please.
That day I'd gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. As he went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. My father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. Just then something heavy fell at my feet. I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi. I wanted them to stop fighting. A moment later there was a single gunshot. It was a terrible scream. I remember it to this day. That's all.
Until now you thought this memory was a dream. We were stuck in that elevator for 5 hours. The oxygen in the elevator ran out and I lost my memory. Bah! The same claim that Mr. Yogi has made. Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. There were 2 gunshots. You sure you only heard 1 gunshot?
Yes, I'm sure of it. I heard the shot on the screen. I was unconscious.
I see. No, Your Honor, unfortunately you don't. Look at this file one more time. This plainly contradicts the witness's testimony. You do enjoy dragging out that file, don't you? Don't accept this evidence unless you can tell us which page it's on. Which page contradicts the Miles Edgeworth's testimony? Victim data. Look at the victim data in this file. It says that plainly the murder weapon was fired twice. Miles Edgeworth only heard 1 gunshot, yet the murder weapon was fired twice. The first shot was the accidental firing when the pistol was thrown. So, who fired the remaining shot? Was there perhaps a second shooter? Your Honour, as I'm sure you're aware, this incident occurred 15 years ago. The evidence is dated. The pistol did fire twice, however we don't know when the second shot was fired. It might have been fired the day before the incident. There is no proof that the second shot had anything to do with this incident! What? I see. You do have a point, Mr. Wright. The murder weapon was fired twice as we've heard. One of the shots was fired by the defendant, a boy. Do you have any proof that the other shot was fired? Yes. What? Impossible! Now, Mr. Vancomber, save your surprise for after you've seen the evidence. Show us your proof. Do you have evidence at second firing? Look at this photograph. This is the photograph of the scene of the crime. I can see the victim lying there as Gregory. This proves the weapon was fired twice. The photo proves it. So let me get straight, it's probably proved 2 shots. Where? Your Honour, please get a clue.
Should be obvious, the contradiction is there. I see a bullet hole in the door. Your Honour, Gregory Ellsworth was killed by a shot from the pistol, yet there was also a bullet in the elevator door. We know for a fact the murder weapon was fired twice, thus someone other than Edgeworth fired that second shot. Order. What are you driving at? It's simple. At the same time of the incident, 2 shots were fired. One went into Gregory's heart, the other hit the elevator door. Remember that the defendant lost consciousness after the shot he fired rang out. In conclusion, the second shot was fired by someone else. Mr. Wright, who could that person be? The murderer, of course. I knew that I should have stepped in before your wild fantasies got out of hand. Mr. Wright, look once more at his DL6 instant file. Look closely. Try the case summary. The case summary. Look at what is written there. Not a single clue was found. If the pistol was indeed fired twice, then the other bullet would have been discovered at the scene. He does have a point. The second bullet has never been found. Why? Because the second bullet does not exist. The bullet that claimed Gregory's life was one fired by his own son. That is the truth of this whole matter. The whole truth. It will undoubtedly be something that made the bullet in the hole. Mr. Wright. When you said you did it for Nick, you did get Edgeworth declared innocent. I'm sorry, it's just when I saw the photograph I thought 2 shots had been fired. I was so certain of it that I'd won. I thought there was another person who could have fired it, but now I was wrong to think it could be that simple. This is a case that's been unsolved for 15 years.
1 bullet was found, shot was fired by Edgeworth. Precisely! That's one thing, Mars Edgeworth. Have you been paying attention? Yes, Your Honour. Do you have any objections? No, I do not. So you killed your father, though it was not your intention? Yes. Oh no. Very well. The same limitations of the Gregory runs out today. Therefore I must pronounce the verdict on defendant today, right here, right now. Right now! Indeed. Does anyone have any objections? Mr. Wright? No, not yet. Huh, Mayor? Object. Your only weapon. What's going on? Your Honour? Your Honour, I object. Mr. Wright, on what grounds do you object? Oof, Nick, I don't know, this case is perfect. Gah! It must exist, the second bullet. What? What did you just say? Nothing. The second bullet must exist, but where? Someone took it. Wait, Your Honour. The second bullet does exist, but we've just heard proof that it doesn't exist. I realise that, Your Honour. Someone took it from the scene of the crime. Who? The murderer. Who is this murderer? I'm still thinking on that one. So the criminal took the second bullet, but why? First off, how would they have found it? It's not easy to find a stray bullet.
The murderer had no reason to take the bullet. You don't want to admit it, but it's true. Had to take it. You're not thinking too much. Think crazy. Don't think why the bullet was taken. Think the bullet had to be taken. Yes, Your Honour. The murderer had no intention of taking the bullet from the scene, but the murderer had to take the bullet. Had? What do you mean? Well, for instance, maybe the bullet hit the murderer? The bullet hit the murderer? Just saying, for instance, I mean, if it hit you, you'd have to take it with you, wouldn't you? It's not like you could just perform surgery right there, you know. Wait a second. I was talking off my head. That's actually... Let me get it straight. At the time of the murderer themselves was shot, and they left the second bullet still inside them, thus leaving only one bullet at the scene of the crime. Yes, I guess that's how it works. But there's a problem. The only two people were rescued. Master Edgeworth and Yami Yogi were both unharmed. That would mean the murderer came from outside. Pistol charges in the bullet. The bullet goes through the elevator door and hits the murderer outside. The boy loses consciousness. Then the murderer opens the elevator and sees the men inside. Mr. Wright, you are truly the most unpredictable defense attorney I've ever known. I can't tell if you're grasping, I can tell you're grasping, yet I can't deny the possibility of what you say. What are you saying? Deny it! Deny it! No one involved in the incident was wounded. There was no murderer. No one was wounded at the time of the incident. He's right. Hey, Nick. Huh? I just saw something really crazy. Remember what Mr. Grossberg said yesterday? To blow to his track record. Wow. It must have been quite a shock when Vancouver took a vacation for several months. Yes, an unusual event for the man. It was the first vacation and last vacation he's taken. Didn't take the vacation because of shock, because he was injured. That would mean, it could only mean one thing. He was the murderer. That was Von Karma. Something wrong? No, Your Honour. You have indicated the possibility of a murderer. Can you give us the name of your suspect? Say it now. Your Honour, there's one suspect, a lone suspect. Well, this is certainly interesting news. Very well, Mr. Wright. Who is your suspect? My hands are shaking. Von Karma. Von Karma? You mean the Von Karma, the prosecutor, the one standing right there? Bah! You don't object? I see no need. Why on earth this ridiculous outburst? Because you took a vacation for several months starting the day after the incident, yet you pride yourself on a perfect record. Why would you take such a long vacation without a reason? So you claim that I took a vacation to heal my injury from the incident. Fascinating. Prove it. I would have needed surgery. Where did I go under the knife at? Bring the doctors that operated me. Have him testify. Let's find out who's doctors. It's no use. Edgeworth? I know Von Karma. He's perfect. He wouldn't leave clues. He probably didn't undergo surgery. That'll leave a doctor as a witness. Nobody's that perfect. That's insane. No, he couldn't have. You can't just pull bullets out. Wait. What does that mean? That bullet has to be somewhere. Well, Mr. Wright, can you produce evidence? Show evidence. We've got the metal detector. Use evidence.
Yeah.
I know that you like it so much. What? The evidence that proves Von Karma is shot? The Von Karma is perfect. He wouldn't risk surgery leaving an evidence trail. Then, I ask, where is that bullet now? I think it's unlikely Von Karma preferred surgery. You don't mean... I do. There is a possibility the bullet is still inside Von Karma. Is that even possible after all these years? Well, there's only one way to find out. We could use this metal detector. Well, Von Karma, I'm going to run this over you and see what we find. I refuse! You refuse? But refusing this means you acknowledge that the bullet is still inside you. Order! Order! Your Honour, the defence requests that we be allowed to use the metal detector. Judge, I call for suspension of this trial. This is an invasion of privacy. The statute of limitations runs out in this case today. It was you who said we had to end it here right now. Enough, I permit the use of the metal detector. Von Karma, you will submit yourself to testing. Nick, I don't know, but we have to give it a shot.
It reacted. Something's in his right shoulder. The bullet. Mr. Von Karma? You! It was you! I was afraid this would happen, and so I remained silent. Indeed, there is a bullet in my shoulder. However, it has nothing to do with this incident. What? I was shot in the shoulder long before the DL6 incident. I claim that the bullet in my shoulder has no relation. Ah, but we have a bullet. Prove? I have no obligation to prove anything. That it is Mr. Wright who must prove something, not I. Mr. Wright, well, can you prove it? Can you prove that the bullet is... Of course he can't. You don't have any of the DL6 evidence. That's because you took it. With no proof, you cannot convict me. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. No, I'm the worry, Mr. Von Karma. Was ist das? I have proof. Was? Who would have thought you'd dig your own grave trying to convict Edgeworth? I can link that bullet to the one in your shoulder. And here's my final proof. Let's see. The DL6 bullet. That's a bullet? Where did you get that? This is the bullet used in the DL6 incident. It was taken from the heart of the victim, Mr. Gregory Edgeworth. The bullet was preserved quite nicely with all the ballistic markings intact. Ballistic markings? You may recall the term. It came up in the first trial a few days ago. Ballistic markings of the weapon's fingerprints. It's quite accurate. We have two bullets in our possession. One from the bullet removed from Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other, Von Karma, the bullet buried in your shoulder. We could analyse both bullets, then the markings matched. We would know that both bullets had been fired from the same gun, the very same pistol, in other words, the murder weapon that killed Gregory Edgeworth. Mr. Von Karma, you will let us remove the bullet from your shoulder, then we'll compare it to the ballistic markings on this bullet. And solve this case once and for all. Well, Mr. Von Karma? That scream! I've heard that scream. Wait, I know. I said quiet, you're not making this any easier. Stop breathing my air! I'll stop you! Stop breathing my air! Get away! That's the scream I heard in the elevator 15 years ago. Von Karma, it is you who screamed. Mr. Von Karma? Edgeworth! Edgeworth! Only you identify me! So it was you. You and your father are my curse! Your father shamed me with a penalty on my record! And you left a scar on my shoulders that would never fade! I'll bury you! Oh, good lord! Von Karma, it's not like you to make this kind of error. Never would have thought that Edgeworth would be the one to catch you. I was careless. I'm sorry, but you will have to be penalised. I've covered for you in the past, but not this time. Edgeworth! It was a shock. Like none I'd ever known. Me? Penalised? It took hours for me to regain my composure. Suddenly I found myself in the darkness. It was in the court records room. I must have been wandering there without thinking where I was going. The room was pitch black. The lights must have gone out. I went to the hall and felt my way to the elevator. I pressed the button, but nothing happened. Then there was a noise. I was in pain, a horrible burning pain in my shoulder. Just then the lights came back on. The elevator door opened before my eyes.
I saw 3 people all lying unconscious from oxygen deprivation. Much to my surprise, a pistol lay at my feet. I knew then it was destiny. In his last moments, Gregory Edgeworth was still unconscious. He died, never knowing who shot him. Later, he spoke through a medium, blaming Mr. Yogi. He was fooled. It was the perfect crime. Who would have thought another man would come to open that elevator door? Judge? What? What are you doing? Do your job. Bring an end to this miserable charade. Now! End it! Very well. It appears we've come to a long way to the end of this maze. 15 years later, Mr. Morris Edgeworth, you are innocent. You were innocent. You are innocent. As you said, it was all a nightmare. Yes, Your Honour. This court finds the defendant Miles Edgeworth not guilty. That is all. This court is adjourned. Like, Nick, we did it! Did you see his face? Von Karma looked more paler than usual. He's pretending to be all cool, but inside you crushed him, Nick. Crushed! Gotta say, I'm like impressed. It was pretty close though. I was sure we'd had it. I know, I was like on the verge of tears the whole time. But now it's all just a good memory. So it's finally over, Edgeworth. Right. Yeah? I'm not sure how to say this. I know. Try thank you. I see. Thank you, Wright. You're welcome. I thought you could have done better than that. Nah, sorry, I'm not good at this sort of thing. You got a lot to learn, Edgeworth. She's got you there. Whoop! Amazing, pal. You pulled through just like I thought you would. I'll never forget this. I owe you one, pal. And tonight, let's party. Dinner's on me. Yeah, my salary went down a bit this month. But who cares? See, Mr. Edgeworth, you should take a lesson from Detective Gumshoe. That's how you say thank you. I see. Woo! I feel foolish. Don't worry, take it a little at a time. You'll get used to it. It's been 15 years since I've seen Edgeworth this unguarded. Yeah, hey, y'all. Lotta. Y'all were great in there. Thank you. Yo, Edgeworth, congrats. Thank you very much. Thank y'all very much. I knew you were innocent from the start, of course. Just look at you. You wouldn't stick your hand in the cookie jar even if no one was there. You were the witness on the first day of the trial, weren't you? Yeah, well, let bygones be bygones, eh? Speaking of which, what are you even doing here? Who, me? Oh, I went back to college. I gave up trying to be an investigative photographer pretty quick. Really, that's too bad. Isn't that like the hot dog guy from the park? Yeah? It's over, Nick. My life is over. Why the sad face, Larry? What happened now? Oh, Nick, I'm not long for this world. You don't look sick. It's Kinsey. She's going to live in Paris. Paris, Nick. She's leaving me behind. Should have seen that coming. Yo, Edgy, there you are. Yes, here I am. Congrats, Edgy. Here's a gift from me in celebration. Celebration? That's unusual for you. Harry Butts, you came along too tonight. My treat, pal. Huh? Oh, thanks. Looking forward to it. Nick, that's the suit that questioned me. When he says treat, it's not please talk for prison food, right? I think you'll be fine, Larry. Right? Yeah? What's up? The envelope Larry gave me. It's got money in it. Well, yeah, that's not strange. People give money to celebrate sometimes. It's $38, right? Huh? That's a weird amount. I mean, it's not a little, but not a lot. $38 exactly? Nick? Wasn't that the exact amount of money that was stolen from Edgeworth? 38? No. No! Larry, it was you! What are you so surprised about, Wright? Larry was absent that day from school. That doesn't automatically rule him out as a suspect. Think back to that day 15 years. Larry took the day off, but he was so bored he came into school anyway. Then he saw the money lying there, and the rest is history. I was never good at history. Edgeworth? As suspected, I just couldn't picture Larry protecting you like he did that day. Everyone else was saying you did it. The whole class was against you, remember? Yeah, too well. Right, you may not know it, but we used to have a saying back in school. When someone smells, it's usually the butts. I know. Really, Wright, I'm surprised you didn't figure it out. Well, this sure is an unexpected turn of events, Wright. Edgeworth? You should have told me. Now, Nick, it was 15 years ago. Don't you think the state of limitations has run out, Mr. Edgeworth? I'd say so. There you have it. Where does that leave me? I became a defense because of what you two did. Well, you've always been something of an insufferable emotionalist. Yeah, and you get worked up too easy. Death! Death sentence for both of you! Man, if I'd known I'd become a prosecutor. The same goes for me, only the other way around. For the longest time I thought I might have killed my own father. I thought I might be a criminal. I became a prosecutor in part to punish myself. If I'd known the truth, I might have become a defense attorney after all. Edgeworth, want to switch right? Hey, y'all. Line up, I'll take a photo. Hey, photo time, let's go. And after that dinner's on me. Detective Gumshoe took us out for on the town that night. We celebrated Edgeworth's newfound freedom, even though Edgeworth himself was still in detention. Oh. Man, I let them in the overboard like a stake. My head hurts. Huh? It's still only 5. Maybe I should go back to sleep. What's this, a letter? Good morning, Nick. You were really impressive yesterday. Seeing you, it made me think about what I'm doing here. I'm a spirit medium in training. I want to help Mr. Edgeworth too. I wanted to help you, but I couldn't. I was useless. I've decided to go back to my training. I'll become a full-fledged spirit medium for starters. I couldn't say it in face, so I said it to your letter. Goodbye, Nick. Goodbye? What time is it? God, the first trains for the mountains have already left to the station. I guess I'm too late. Hey, Nick? Maya? So, you're leaving? Yeah, it's hard being a spirit medium who can't speak to spirits. And I think you'll do fine without me, Nick. Be good, okay? Wait, what? I never could have saved Edgeworth without your help. On the last day of the trial, I heard her. I heard Mia's voice. You heard my sister? Yeah, only a voice, but still, it was at the very end. And I thought I'd lost everything. Well, that's my sister for you. Detective Gumshoe helped, and Mr. Grossberg, and even Larry. Animal couldn't really help, but you were the one who stopped Von Karma. I didn't do anything. All I did was wander in a daze. Sorry, but I have evidence that you helped. Evidence? A bullet? Von Karma was convinced he had taken all the evidence pertaining to DL6, but you were the one who rescued the last piece of evidence we needed. This was the bullet that put an end to Von Karma, and you were the one who gave it to me. Nick? Thanks, Mayor. I couldn't have done it without you. I'll be back soon. Huh? I'm going to complete my training and come back. Okay, I'll be waiting. Of course you will. You can't run the office by yourself. You're, like, hopeless. Oh, I don't know about that. This is it. See you soon, Mayor. Detective Attorney I once was. Now a new story begins, with the same old crazy cast of characters. Ha! Don't think you've graduated yet, amateur. Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to rethink that claim. Yeah, Your Honor. Uh-oh. Bad feeling about this. Hey pal, Mr. Edgeworth came down from the precinct to wish me a happy new year. Talk about a pleasant surprise. Whoop! Detective Gumshoe! Lenny hung his head low and went right back outside. Huh? Nick? Nah, haven't seen him lately. Who, me? I've been busy working at a cheese shop. That Missy's a nice lady, but she ain't exactly what you'd call a cheap date. She's in Hawaii right now.
Oh, he really is Archie.
Yeah.
Every woman buggers off and leaves him.
Or he leaves them.
Oh, right, yes, I remember him. I hear he's been busy lately. You know, not to ring my own bell, but I sort of taught him everything he knows. I'm sure he's grateful. Weren't you, like, in one case?
Oh, it's no secret, but he appears in every game.
I know. Phoenix Wright? Ah, the defense attorney for whom I wrote that advocate for, yes. Who should know I've taken over management of the Gateswater Hotel. So is this the end of the game?
Well, yes, but I think there's a bonus episode.
Oh, I was going to say, if that's the case, 4 cases is a bit...
Yeah, the bonus episode, yeah, it's more difficult than the other ones.
Oh, I assume so.
Just need to play. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Because there's an extra feature in it.
Okay. And now on a DVD is... Oh god, the old lady. You can't voice the old lady. You can't. Not when she goes on a ramble. I'm pleased to announce that Pink Princess is a hit. I sure owe Mr. Wright a great deal. Oh, and I'm keeping my face out of the public eye till the show's over. I wouldn't want to ruin any kid's dreams, you know. Oh, Adam West.
Yeah.
Adam West. A little softer now. I got a letter from Maya the other day. It sounded like she caught a cold standing under a waterfall. I went to visit, but I didn't have time, so I sent her some Pink Princess trading cards. She says she can't buy them where she is. What kind of place is she living at, anyway? The mountains?
Yeah, that's where the village is.
Yeah. Who's that? You want to talk to Pink Princess? But you know, I snuck into the studio the other day, and I saw her, the one inside the Pink Princess suit. Ugh, what a dog. It was kind of a shock for the boy of my tender age. And I haven't put the head back on the monkey. You know that picture I took of everyone? Well, just behind them there's a ghost. For real. Now that's talent. I'm gonna be famous. Shinji Mikami was involved with this? Good lord. Oh, it is. Oh, it is me. It's Mia. Victory. Oh, yeah. Episode 5. Rise from the ashes. I suppose saving. Right then, let's see where. Let's do this.
Yeah, you can see where most of the budget went.
Yeah, in the bonus episode.
Yeah.
Jesus. It's been 2 months since Maya left, 2 weeks without a single trial. I had offers, but none I took. That is until the day that girl showed up. Yeah, it's not like I want to work. There you are. Okay, WTF. Where have you been? My sister's trial is tomorrow. Who are you? That doesn't matter who I am. It matters is you are. The famous detective attorney Mia Fey. Oh, you're not Mia Fey, are you? I'm sorry, Mia Fey no longer works here. So you are the copy boy? I'm Phoenix Wright. I'm a defense attorney. Right, wait. You're the Phoenix Wright? The Phoenix Wright from the Edgeworth murder case? Yeah, that's correct. It wasn't Edgeworth who was murdered, though. It's a relief, then. And you're better than nobody. I'm sorry, I'm afraid I'm not taking cases. But you are Phoenix Wright, right? The undefeated defense attorney? Look, I'm not accepting any new cases. I'm sorry, but you'll have to try elsewhere. Please, I'm out of time. Please, you have to help. It's my sister. Mia? Could it be?
Make it sound like a nerd.
Okay. How would you describe a nerd's voice, really, without going, yeah, or being nasally?
Do you remember Mandark from Dexter's Lab?
Let's see, do I remember it? Ha ha ha, ha 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 ha. Yes. Really? Thank you so much. My name's Emma. Emma Sky. Scientific investigator. Yes, that's right. Is something wrong? No, it's just you seem kind of jumpy or maybe just young. Young? I'll be 16 years old this year. I see, wait, only 16? I'm set to be assigned to forensics in 3 more years. My work has been becoming quite well known, at my age no less. So what exactly is your current position? Well, legally speaking, I guess you could call me an 11th grader. But I'm ready to do my job, at my age no less. Great, another future professional in training. So what's this case? My sister didn't do it. If she wouldn't stab someone with a knife, she wouldn't. So it's a murder case. I don't care if there's a witness who saw her do it, she didn't do it. I know she didn't do it. It's a scientific fact. And there's a witness. Just talk to her. You have to talk to her. Right, I suppose I will. I promised her I'd bring Mia Fey, but that's interesting. How would she know Mia? So you want to be a scientific investigator when you grow up? Excuse me? I'm not a child, I'll have you know. So it's good to have a goal, albeit an unusual one. I believe investigation should be done scientifically. Yeah, can't fault her for a lack of enthusiasm. If this case is handled scientifically, I'm sure my sister's name will be cleared. Her sister. I'm doing research, you know, and developing a new scientific method of case investigation. It was a few years below her in school, so they went to the same school. She always told me to get Mia if I ever needed a defense attorney, and, well, I need one. Incidentally, Mia is a woman. Now that you mention it, I guess it is more of a woman's name than a man's. Well, it's nice of you to help your sister, but you must be... Will someone just tell her that Mia's dead? In which case, where she is now, I kind of hate her. But she's my only family. What about your parents? Oh, they died in a car crash when I was little. Oh, I'm sorry.
card. I thought I told you I didn't want visitors. Sorry, ma'am, it's just your sister. No excuses, or did you want... No, a raise this year. Understood. What is this about? Oh, let's come here. Perhaps my memory is failing. Look, I didn't want to come here either, but your trial's tomorrow and you don't have a defense attorney. I'll be the one in court tomorrow, as this has nothing to do with you, Emma. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Hey, how do you know me? Mia mentioned you. I heard quite a bit. I'm sorry, what exactly is it that you do? My name is Lana Sky. I'm the chief prosecutor for this district. You're a prosecutor. Okay, I keep defending prosecutors now. 2 sisters, 1 lawyer. Could this be a coincidence? Is something wrong? Is only one, which is the suspect in this case has confessed to the crime. Huh? The suspect, me. I did. Well, why don't you exactly tell me what happened? The crime took place yesterday on February 21st at 5:15. That's what's the witness. A witness clearly saw me committing the crime. Hey, that's a bit of bad luck. The crime took place in the underground parking lot in the prosecution's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. The prosecutor's office. In your subordinate's car trunk? Classy. Nicole! I was arrested on the spot, caught red-handed, as it were. Well, that's just great. So who's the victim? An investigator in the police department. I suppose the correct term is detective. Death was due to a loss of blood. He was stabbed once in the stomach. By you. Death wasn't immediate, but the wound was fatal. I don't want to repeat myself, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective. You know what that means? Uh-oh. Well, it means the police department will consider it a matter of pride and to get me found guilty. They will use any means at their disposal to do so. This case gets worse and worse than anything I learn. So you're the chief prosecutor. That is correct. I'm responsible for overseeing every trial handled by the prosecutors and make sure that the prosecutors have what they need to do in the job and manage every aspect. Those are my responsibilities in a nutshell. That's an awfully large nutshell. Still a little surprised. I would have thought you'd recognise the chief prosecutor. In fact, it seems impossible you wouldn't. Lana, what happened to your hand? Oh, this. I cut myself by accident when I stabbed him, that is. I'm not very good at being a criminal, I suppose. How am I supposed to defend this? You would have scored Mia, correct? A few years above her. Emma told you that, huh? Well, why not? I did drag him all the way to the office, although it seems it's very little in common with me. Hey, it was in law school, was in my 3rd year, and she was attending the class. She was different from the other students. Different if she was strong, she'd do anything to become a defense attorney. That's probably why she was attracted to me. Excuse me? Intelligently attractive, Lana was the top of her class in school. I was the best there was. I'm doing pretty good in school too. It sounds different when Emma says it. Well, Mr. Wright, excuse me. As you can plainly see, I'm admitting my guilt. I think it's safe to say there's no way you can take this case. Lana. Why? I never think of anyone but yourself. I know you... Mr. Wright, I believe our discussion here has ended. The rest I leave to you. Please, your client has confessed after all, the case is over, right? I'll do what I can to get to the bottom of this.
How long are you going to be on there?
I can stop now if you want.
No, I'm just asking how long do you plan to be on?
I don't really have any plan. It's just as long as this takes. Okay. Why do you want this for something?
No, I wanted to follow up with Nicole, but not too much to doing it on my own.
Well, the thing is, I'm closing up to the 2-hour mark anyway.
Okay, doing 3 hours over.
Yeah, but that... Well, yeah, but that was... Well, a different situation altogether. This is just a bonus episode. Okay. Oh, and by the way, you were kind of right.
you were kind of right in the fact that that old man was the old man was faking his mental illness.
Mm.
He did kill the guy, and he was given a note to do it. Then, after Edgeworth was found not guilty, then he pleaded guilty to another crime, where he shot his dad. He has this nightmare, apparently, where he believes he shot his dad, however, his memory's still kind of fuzzy, and there was a second gunman. Basically, he threw a gun to stop the prosecutor, the bailiff at the time, from killing his dad, and the gun went off and he just passed out. The bullet didn't actually hit him, though. It went straight through the window and hit Von Karma, the lawyer. He then screamed, and then as soon as the thing opened, all three people were unconscious, and then he shot Edgeworth's dad through the heart.
Oh, didn't see that one.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the whole DL6 incident. We linked him to it because he still had the bullet in his shoulder and hadn't had it removed. So we used a metal detector.
Sloppy.
Well, actually, he didn't want to leave any evidence. No links to him, so we got a metal detector, put it over him, and found the bullet. So this is the lot where it happened. Oh God! Ian?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Cowboy Sheriff.
It's Clint Eastwood.
Well, what do we have here? Looks like a bambina got loose from the ranch and is up to no good. Shut up. Liz, shut the hell up.
Oh, Bambina.
You ain't worth a hill of beans. Now you stop laughing at my voice right now. I'm gonna put one in your lung and one in the top of your head. Have you whistling through your forehead. Folks gotta learn to keep them doggies tied down, partner. Mr. Marshall? Oh my God, he is shaving himself with a fucking knife. More looks like a sheriff. Looky here, Bambina. I know how you feel, but this is my gang's Gold Strike C. Strike? This is our claim, our territory, with a motherload of evidence. If you're fixing to mess with what's ours, you'll regret it, partner. You know what dreams the cacti out in the desert dream? You wanna? What's this guy talking about? And now he's drinking from it. Well, you head home now, babe. Happy trails, Bambina. Okay, that voice was okay for him, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I was honestly just doing that voice to try and piss Liz off.
It's more amusing than annoying.
Really, because usually when I do southern accents, Texan or anything, you get really mad at me.
You can't do Clint Eastwood.
I do more better than you can. Oh, a wallet. I'm nicking that. Excuse me, officer. Wait, what are you doing, Mr. Wright? What are you doing? I just found this wallet. I don't believe it. This is a real basic. Everything at a crime scene is evidence. Let's be scientific about this, please. Put it in your pocket. A foldable wallet. There seems to be something inside. Oh look, she's teaching me to look at things. This is an ID card. Sergeant Bruce Goodman. See, isn't scientific investigation useful? I guess, though I don't see what science has to do with it. Drugs are evidence, I guess. Well, I'm gonna save it here anyway and call it for now, so I can go with Liz.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
You
Well,
can stay if you want.
now I've done enough for today. And thank you for everyone anyone who came in to join us. And Ian, where can they find you?
They can find me within the grey walls while we're doing some Spider-Man DLC.
Awesome. And you can find me here, and you'll find Ollie at the Ollie Games. So till then, bye.
Bye.
I should point